Hey everybody, it's Travis from Nerd Store, and it's time for your comic book countdown. This week we had the big convergence kickoff, so instead of doing one big top 10 countdown, I'm doing two different top 5 countdowns. One of the convergence titles and one of everything else. So in at number 5 for the everything else category, we have the reprint of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 44. This was the big issue in which Donnie got hurt, and we are trying to figure out if he's going to be okay or not. Number 4, second issue of Southern Cross, as we are entangling ourselves deeper into the mystery that is happening on the ship on its way out to Titan. Number 3, also from Image, is the new Todd McFarlane series Savior. In this one we are introduced to a character who seems to have been miraculously saved from a bizarre airplane crash, and the world has deemed him as a savior or as a godlike figure, which he doesn't seem to identify with. We don't get very far into the characters just yet, so this one's definitely just an introductory setup comic, and it was pretty awesome. And at number 2, we have a new series from Marvel called Max Ride, and this is based off the James Patterson series. This is a superhero origin that's very different from a lot of the ones that are out there. The supers in here are genetically modified to give them their superpowers. And in at number 1, this was actually a really easy pick after I read all the comics this week. Rebels from Dark Horse. This book was amazing. This is a Revolutionary War comic book that follows a couple people up in New Hampshire, New York area as they are being sucked into the Revolutionary War against the British. Very, very interesting historical piece, so hope you guys all enjoy that. And over to Convergence. So Convergence, we have a whole bunch of titles this week. We have the main title, number 1, as well as quite a few spin-offs that are one or actually 2 issue tie-ins. Each issue tie-in seems to introduce a new universe, a new set of heroes, a new world for us to vote for. Not quite sure how this is all going to come together, but Convergence itself is a series where we are pitting multiple different DC universes against each other, several which we know, pre-Flashpoint DC Universe, Flashpoint DC Universe, New 52 Universe, and some of these universes are kind of new to us. We don't get a lot of insight into them. Each comic kind of gives us just a little bit more taste into the rules of the universe. First I was really confused, and I thought that these universes didn't all seem to be abiding by the same set of rules, but as I've read this, I think I finally figured it out. So, what we have is we have dozens of different universes that take a bunch of different characters that we're very familiar with, different iterations of them. They have all been trapped in this dome by Brainiac on a remote planet that we're not sure where it is. They've been trapped here for at least a year, some of them much longer, some of them slightly shorter. In each universe, the superheroes within it have lost their superpowers. Even some of the technological advances that they have had have been taken back from them to kind of put everybody on a level playing field within the domes. And then all of the domes were lifted at the same time. Now the idea is each universe has a couple of heroes or villains that represent their universe. Then the selected members of each universe are supposed to battle with specific different other universes in kind of a March Madness style elimination down till we only have one universe remaining. Some of the universes don't seem to actually understand that this is the rules that they've been given. So some of the universes, the whole universe is a little bit more riled. Some of them we get larger teams. Sometimes people aren't playing by the rules. But those are the rules that have been set forth, and as time goes on, it seems that these rules are more and more enforced. So, my top 4 Convergence titles from this week. Batman and Robin. We have quite a few of the Robins in here. Harley Quinn. I choose this one not because of this particular Harley Quinn, but because Harley Quinn and Ivy both seem to be pretty important characters in multiple universes that we meet. We meet several different Harley Quinns as well as several different Poison Ivies. Each one seems to be fairly important in their universe, and I think we're going to see these two characters play an important role in the overall game. Speed Force. This is a Flash one, obviously. It is a Flash that has brought his two children into this mess with him and has spent the last year completely racked with guilt and is trying to redeem himself. Number 2, I've got Batgirl. Batgirl, this one was one of the more interesting ones for me this week because Batgirl totally doesn't want this title. She has given up her position as Batgirl, and she has found ways other than fighting to deal with the issues of society, which is super interesting as most of our caped superheroes don't find this route. But she's been forced back into the costume for the games. And then, top of the list, I put the Convergence itself, issue number 1. This is the main title that you are wanting to follow if you're wanting to keep up on what's happening with DC right now. Most of these other stories are meant to introduce us to the players. This is where the actual action is happening. So, thanks for checking this out, and hope to see you soon. And until then, this is Travis at the Nerd Store, 807 8th Street, downtown Greeley.